Welcome to my channel. I have one question for you. What if I told you that in just 90 days you could speak English fluently, even if you've been struggling for years? No, I'm not talking about magic. I'm not talking about expensive courses or complicated grammar books. I'm talking about a real simple path that works, step by step, clear, practical, achievable. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to follow that path. Because fluency isn't just for talented people. It's not just for those living abroad. It's not only for the lucky ones. It's for anyone who follows the right method and stays consistent. So stay with me, because I'm going to break it all down. The truth is, fluency is closer than you think. Much closer. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Why most people never become fluent, and how you can let me start with something honest. Most English learners never become fluent, not because they're lazy, not because they're bad at languages, but because they've been learning the wrong way. They've been told that if they just keep studying grammar, if they just memorize more vocabulary, one day, poof, they'll start speaking fluently. But that day never comes. You've probably experienced this. You study hard, you know the rules, you know the words. On paper, you're doing great. But then someone speaks to you in English, and suddenly your brain freezes. You forget everything. You can't speak. Why? Because knowledge is not fluency. Let me say that again. Knowing English is not the same as speaking English. And this is the biggest mistake most learners make. They confuse passive knowledge with active skill. What do I mean? Well, let's talk about passive knowledge. That's the English you recognize. When you read a book, understand a grammar rule, or remember a new word. That's passive. You understand it. But you're not using it yet. Now let's talk about active skill. That's when you speak, when you use the words, when you build sentences and express your thoughts out loud. Fluency is an active skill, not a subject. Just like driving a car or swimming. You don't learn it by reading, you learn it by doing. Think about this. Imagine someone reads 10 books about swimming. They know every technique, every stroke, every breathing method. But they've never jumped into the water. Can they swim? No. They'll sink. Now think about someone who knows less theory but practices in the water every day. They swim. It's not perfect, but they move. They improve. That's fluency. That's real learning. And that's the problem with most English programs. They keep you in the books. They give you grammar tests. They teach you 50 new words in one day. But they don't train you to speak. They don't train you to use the language. So you get stuck. You feel like you're learning a lot, but your speaking never improves. That's why so many learners feel frustrated. They've been studying for years, but they still can't express themselves in real conversations. Now let me give you a little secret. You don't need more knowledge. You need transformation. You need to stop learning English like a subject and start training it like a skill. And for that, you need a fluency system. What's that? It's a step-by-step method that takes you from input to output, from knowledge to action, from silent learner to fluent speaker. And here's the best part. It's simple. It's not about studying more. It's about changing how you study. Instead of just learning new grammar rules, you learn them in real-life context. Instead of memorizing vocabulary, you learn words by using them in speaking practice. Instead of reading more books, you speak more sentences, out loud, every day. Because fluency comes from repetition, not memorization. It comes from practice, not perfection. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. I've been learning the wrong way. But what's the right way? Don't worry. That's exactly what we're going to do in this video. Step by step. In the next chapter, I'm going to show you how to build a strong foundation for speaking English fluently. We'll talk about grammar, we'll talk about vocabulary. But more importantly, we'll talk about how to connect the two so that your brain starts building sentences automatically. But for now, I want you to remember just one thing. Fluency doesn't live in your books. It lives in your mouth. If you want to speak English fluently, you have to speak. Not someday. Not after finishing another grammar course. Not after memorizing 100 more words. You have to speak today, even if it's just one sentence. That's how it starts. So let's start building your fluency system together. See you in Chapter 2. Chapter 2, the foundation. Vocabulary plus grammar equals bricks and cement. Let's go back to the example of a building. Imagine this. You want to build a house. You're excited. You've dreamed about this house for years. So you start collecting bricks. Every day, you buy more bricks. After a few months, you have a mountain of them. But here's the problem. You don't know how to place them. You don't know how to build with them. So what happens? Nothing. You have all the material, but no structure. And that's what's happening to millions of English learners right now. Vocabulary is the brick. Grammar is the cement, the structure, the plan. And if you don't have both, you're stuck. You can't build anything. And here's the sad part. Many learners have spent years collecting bricks, words, expressions, phrases, but they don't know how to use them. Others study grammar every day, but they don't have the vocabulary to put into those structures. Either way, the result is the same. Frustration. You know something, but you can't speak. You can't communicate. So let's fix that. Let's understand how to build the foundation the right way. You see, grammar and vocabulary are not separate things. They work together. When you study them in isolation, it's like learning how to use cement without bricks, or collecting bricks without learning how to lay them. It doesn't work. So what do you need? You need connected learning. You need to learn grammar and vocabulary together, inside a topic. That way, your brain starts making connections automatically. That's how you move from knowledge to fluency. Let me give you an example. Let's say the topic is daily routine. Instead of just memorizing 20 new verbs like wake up, brush, eat, go, and so on, you learn them inside complete phrases. I wake up at 6 a.m. I brush my teeth. I eat breakfast at the table. I go to work by bus. See the difference? You're not just learning vocabulary. You're learning chunks, groups of words that go together. And guess what? That's exactly how native speakers think. They don't build sentences word by word. They use ready-made blocks, chunks, patterns. That's what you should do too. Learning in chunks will save you years of frustration. It helps you build sentences faster with more confidence and fewer mistakes. And it trains your brain to think in English. Now let's talk about grammar. Most learners say, I hate grammar. It's boring. It's confusing. And I understand. That's because you've been learning grammar in isolation, just like vocabulary. But what if I told you grammar becomes easy when it's part of a real sentence? Not a rule, not a definition, a real sentence. Let's go back to our example. I wake up at 6 a.m. What's the grammar here? Subject, I. Verb, wake up. Time expression, at 6 a.m. That's simple present tense. But we're not just learning the rule, we're seeing it in action. That's how grammar should be learned, in context, inside real life. So instead of studying grammar rules for hours, study patterns, study examples, then use those patterns to talk about your life. Here's another secret. When you learn this way, topic by topic, vocabulary plus grammar, you're actually training your brain to think in English. You're creating mental connections between words, phrases, situations, and meanings. And over time, you won't need to translate in your head. You'll just know what to say. That's fluency. Now here's a small but powerful habit I want you to start today. I call it the daily input strategy. Every day, choose one small topic, something real, something simple, like what I eat for breakfast or my work schedule. Then, 1. Learn 5 to 7 key vocabulary words. 2. Study 2 to 3 example sentences using those words in context. 3. Speak those sentences out loud 3 times each. That's it. 10 to 15 minutes. But if you do it every day, your foundation will grow fast, very fast, because you're not just collecting bricks, you're learning how to place them. And over the next few chapters, we'll build on this strategy. We'll move from input to output, from understanding and to speaking. But for now, I want you to remember, grammar without vocabulary is empty. Vocabulary without grammar is useless. But grammar plus vocabulary learned together inside real topics, that's powerful. That's your foundation. And now that you have it, it's time to start speaking. Let's do that in Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Speak from day 1. Yes, even if you're a beginner. Let's be honest. This is where most learners stop. They've learned some grammar, they've learned some vocabulary, but they still say the same thing. I'm not ready to speak yet. I need more words first. I need to study more first. But here's the truth. That's a trap. You don't wait to become fluent to speak. You speak to become fluent. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Why? Because your fear grows, your confidence drops, and you start believing that you're not good at English. But that's not true. You're just waiting for the wrong thing. Think about how babies learn to speak. They don't wait until they know 1,000 words. They start with 1 word, then 2, then 5. And they make a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. But no one laughs. No one says, "Oh, you're wrong," because that's how we all learn, by trying, failing, listening, and trying again. So here's what I want you to understand. Fluency doesn't start with confidence. It starts with courage. Courage to say your first sentence. Courage to make mistakes. Courage to speak even when you're not perfect. That's what changes everything. Let me tell you a quick story. One of my students, Ahmed, used to say, "I know English, but I can't speak." He had studied for years, took courses, memorized vocabulary, but when it came to speaking, he was frozen. So I gave him a challenge. Every day, talk to yourself in English for just 5 minutes. That's it. No grammar rules, no pressure. Just speak about your day, your plans, your thoughts. And he did it. At first, it felt strange. He said, "I felt silly, like I was talking to a wall." But after a few days, something changed. His words started to flow, his thoughts became clearer, and after just 1 month, he joined a group conversation and spoke confidently. For the first time in years, he didn't wait to feel ready. He became ready by speaking. That's the key. Now, how can you start? Let me give you a few simple methods to speak, even if you're alone. 1. Self-talk. Talk to yourself in English, in your room, in the mirror, while cooking. Describe what you're doing. I'm cutting the vegetables. Now I'm boiling water. I will add salt. Easy, natural sentences. That's real practice. 2. Shadowing. Listen to a short English sentence, pause, and repeat it out loud, just like the speaker. Match their speed, tone, rhythm. It's like training your brain and mouth at the same time. Great for pronunciation and fluency. 3. Reading aloud. Take a simple English text and read it out loud every day. This helps you get used to sentence structure, rhythm, and speaking without translating. 4. AI speaking practice. If you don't have a partner, no problem. It's 2025. You can use ChatGPT or any AI speaking tool. You speak, it replies. You get practice and feedback 24/7. 5. Record yourself. This one is powerful. Every week, record a 1-minute voice message or video in English. Talk about anything. Your weekend, your plans, your favorite movie. Then listen to it. You will hear your improvement. This motivates you to keep going. Now maybe you're thinking, but my sentences are so simple. That's okay. Everyone starts with simple. What's important is speaking, not perfection. You grow by doing. Remember, fluency is not something you study. It's something you build every day. Sentence by sentence, mistake by mistake, word by word. So from today, I want you to speak, even if it's just one sentence, even if no one is listening, even if it's not perfect. Because every time you speak, you are training your brain to think in English. And the more you speak, the easier it becomes. And here's the truth. Speaking changes everything. It turns you from a learner into a communicator. That's when you start to feel it. That's when it becomes real. So now, you have the courage. You have the tools. You know that you can start speaking today, even if you're a beginner. In the next chapter, I'll give you a full 90-day fluency plan. Step by step, day by day. You'll know exactly what to do, how to do it, and how to stay on track. But for now, say this out loud with me. I can speak English. I am becoming fluent. See? You just spoke English. Let's keep going. Chapter 4. The 90-day fluency plan. What to do each day. Now we get to the part you've been waiting for. You understand the mindset. You understand the foundation. You've started speaking, even just a little. But now the question is, what exactly do I do each day to become fluent in 90 days? Let me show you. You don't need 3 hours a day. You don't need expensive teachers. You need 30 minutes a day. Every day. The right way. That's it. Just 30 minutes a day. Consistently. With the right method. So here is the full 90-day fluency plan. We divide it into 3 simple phases. Each phase is designed to build on the one before it. You grow step by step, day by day. It's not random. It's a system that works. Phase 1, days 1 to 30. Build a strong foundation. In this first month, we're building the base. We focus on topic-based vocabulary, essential grammar patterns, and daily speaking practice. This is where you collect your bricks and learn how to place them. What to do each day. 1. Choose one topic per week. Week 1. Daily routine. Week 2. Food and meals. Week 3. Work and jobs. Week 4. Family and relationships. This one topic per week system is powerful because your brain starts to build connections. You hear the same words and sentence patterns again and again, but in different ways. That's how you remember faster. 2. Learn 5 to 7 new words or phrases, not just individual words, phrases. Learn them in context inside full sentences. Say them out loud. Example: O word, commute. O phrase, I commute to work by train. 3. Study 1. Grammar pattern in context. Just 1. Present simple, past simple, prepositions, or question formation. Learn it through real sentences, not rules. 4. Speak for 5 to 10 minutes. Use self-talk or read a few example sentences aloud. If you can, record yourself. The goal is not perfection. The goal is practice. Phase 2. Days 31 to 60. Practice with purpose. Now we take the bricks and structure you've built, and we start using them. Every day you're now applying what you've learned. Speaking becomes easier. You begin to think in English. Daily tasks. 1. Continue with one topic per week, week 5, travel week 6, hobbies week 7, shopping week 8, health and fitness 2. Daily speaking challenge. Choose a daily prompt based on your topic. Example: what do you usually pack when you travel? What's your favorite hobby and why? Answer the question out loud. Try to speak for 2 to 3 minutes. Record it. This is active practice. 3. Mini listening practice. Listen to a short clip, podcast, video, or audio about the topic of the week. Pause and shadow. Try to copy the speaker. 4. Grammar in action. Take a grammar point and use it in your own sentences. Example: if you're learning about comparatives, say, "Oh, my city is bigger than your city." "Oh, summer is hotter than winter." Now you're not just understanding grammar, you're using it. Phase 3. Days 61 to 90. Real conversations. Review. This is where it all comes together. You've built your vocabulary. You've practiced grammar. You've spoken every day. Now it's time to connect with others, review your progress, and feel the transformation. Daily routine. 1. Speak with real people or AI use apps. Join conversation groups, or use an AI speaking partner like ChatGPT. Set a timer and talk for 10 to 15 minutes. 2. Weekly review. Go back to recordings from week 1 and listen to yourself. You'll be shocked, in a good way. You'll hear how much better you sound. 3. Topic of the week. Week 9. Technology. Week 10. News and opinions. Week 11. Future plans. Week 12. Personal goals and dreams. 4. Free speaking sessions. These are freestyle, no script, no notes, just talk. Let the words come. Make mistakes. That's part of growth. And guess what? By day 90, you'll be speaking naturally. Not perfectly, but confidently, automatically, fluently. Let me remind you, this plan is not hard. It's simple. It's short. 30 minutes a day, every day. That's it. Imagine a calendar. Every day has just one small task. Learn new phrases, Say sentences out loud, listen and repeat, answer a question, record yourself speaking, and as you check off each day, you're not just learning English, you're living it. This is where learners say, "Wow, I can actually do this." Because yes, you can. In the next chapter, I'll show you exactly how to turn your study into real conversation skills. I'll show you how to train your ear, respond faster, and speak without translating in your head. This is the chapter where fluency becomes real. Let's keep going. Chapter 5. Fixing your mistakes without feeling stupid. Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever stayed silent, not because you didn't know the words, but because you were afraid of making a mistake? You knew the answer in your head. You could picture the sentence, but your mouth stayed closed. Your heart started beating faster. And inside you thought, what if I say it wrong? What if people laugh? What if I sound stupid? If that's you, I want you to hear me clearly. Mistakes are not the enemy. Silence is. Let's talk about something most teachers don't talk about enough. Fear. The fear of mistakes. The fear of being judged. The fear of looking stupid. But here's the truth. Every fluent speaker makes mistakes, but fluent speakers keep speaking. That's the difference. You don't become fluent by being perfect. You become fluent by practicing, learning, and correcting, again and again. And the ones who succeed are not the ones who avoid mistakes. They're the ones who use them. Let me tell you a story. One of my students, Maria, studied English for 10 years. She knew so much, vocabulary, grammar, reading, but she still couldn't speak. She was terrified of being wrong. She would write her answers in perfect English, but in class, she never opened her mouth. One day, I told her something simple. Mistakes are feedback, not failure. That changed everything. She started speaking more. At first, her sentences were broken. She made errors. But here's what happened. She started correcting herself. She listened. She reflected. And day by day, she improved. 3 months later, she gave a full presentation in English, without notes. Not perfect, but powerful, clear, confident. Because she let go of the fear. And you can too. So let's talk about how to fix your mistakes without feeling bad or stupid. 1. Change your mindset. Instead of saying, "I made a mistake," say, "That's one step closer to fluency." Mistakes show you exactly where to grow. They're not a wall, they're a mirror. They reflect what you need to fix, and that's a gift. 2. Mirror practice. This is one of the most powerful tools for confidence. Every day, stand in front of a mirror. Look yourself in the eyes. Speak. Yes, it feels strange at first, but it trains you to see your expressions, hear your voice, and notice your pronunciation. And most importantly, it teaches you to feel comfortable speaking English with yourself. You'll notice where you get stuck, and that's where you focus. 3. Record and review. Don't be afraid of your own voice. Record yourself speaking, then listen back. Yes, it might be uncomfortable at first, but it's how you improve. When you hear yourself, you'll notice patterns. I always say, "he go," instead of "he goes." I forget to use past tense. That awareness is gold. That's how real progress happens. 4. Use AI feedback and transcripts. You live in the best time to learn a language. You don't need to wait for a teacher to correct you. Use AI tools like ChatGPT or other apps that give instant feedback. You speak. AI listens. It shows your mistakes and gives suggestions. Also, use transcripts. If you watch a video or listen to a podcast, read the text while listening. See how native speakers form their sentences. Then repeat them out loud. This is not just passive learning. It's active correction. 5. Create a mistake journal. Yes, a mistake journal. Every time you learn something from a mistake, write it down. Example, he go to work at 9. He goes to work at 9. Now that mistake becomes a lesson, and next time you'll catch it before it happens. 6. Accept corrections with a smile. This one is hard, but powerful. When someone corrects you, smile and say, "Thank you." That's not shame, that's growth. Correction is not an attack. It's a sign that someone wants to help you improve. And when you start seeing correction as a gift, your fear disappears. And finally, let me tell you this. Even I, as an English professor, with over 25 years of experience, make mistakes sometimes, and I still learn. Learning never stops. The difference is, I don't feel bad about it. I use it. I grow. So today, I want you to repeat after me. I am not afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. I will speak, I will learn, and I will grow. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not stupid. You are a learner, and learners get better. Every single day. In the final chapter, I'll show you how to put everything together. Daily habits, tools, mindset, and how to stay motivated all the way to fluency. Let's finish strong. Chapter 6. You versus Fluent. You. How to stay motivated until the end. Let's get real for a moment. You've made it this far. You've learned the truth about fluency. You've seen the plan. You've heard the strategies. Now there's only one question left. Will you finish what you started? Because this chapter, it's not about grammar or vocabulary or speaking tips. It's about you. It's about staying consistent, believing it's possible, even on the days you feel tired, even when progress feels slow. Because the difference between people who become fluent and people who stay frustrated, it's not talent, it's not memory, it's action, it's commitment, it's showing up every single day, even if just for 10 minutes. Let me tell you something powerful. You don't just learn English. You become someone who speaks English. That's a shift in identity. That's the real transformation. Fluency is not just something you get. It's something you grow into. It becomes part of who you are. And to get there, you need to stay connected to your reason. Why did you start learning English? Was it for a job? A dream? Travel? Connection? Freedom? Was it because you're tired of feeling left out, silent, or behind? Whatever your reason, hold it close. Write it down. Look at it every morning. That reason is your engine. On the hard days, it pulls you forward. So how do you stay motivated even when the excitement fades? Let me give you a few practical tools that really work. 1. Visualize Fluent. You take a deep breath right now. Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You're speaking English easily. You're not thinking about grammar. You're not translating in your head. You're confident, relaxed, smiling. People are listening to you and you're connecting. You feel proud, free. Now open your eyes. That version of you, it's not a dream. It's a decision away. It's 90 days of action away. Every time you feel stuck, come back to that image, because that is who you're becoming. 2. Track your progress. You can't grow what you don't track. So keep a simple fluency journal. Write down new words or phrases you learned, sentences you spoke today, mistakes you fixed, how confident you felt. Even if it's just one sentence a day, it builds momentum. Over time, you'll look back and say, "Wow, I've come so far." 3. Celebrate small wins. Fluency doesn't happen in one big moment. It happens in 1,000 small ones. Your first full sentence without translating, understanding a movie scene, ordering food in English, speaking for 3 minutes without stopping. Celebrate that. Smile. Say it out loud. I'm improving. That positivity fuels consistency. 4. Find accountability. If you try to do it alone, it's easy to quit. But when you share your goal with someone, a teacher, a friend, a study group, even in the comments of this video, you create commitment. Say it out loud. I'm going to speak English every day for 90 days. Now you've started something. 5. Use a countdown calendar. Print out a 90-day calendar. Mark today as day 1. Every day you complete your English routine. Put a check mark. Watch the chain grow. 1 day, 2 days, 10 days, 30 days. Don't break the chain. Now let's end this journey with a powerful thought. Your 90 days start today. 90 days from now, you could be speaking English with confidence, communicating with people around the world, applying for a better job, traveling without fear, finally feeling proud of your progress. Or you could be in the same place you are now, still waiting, still wondering, still wishing. But that won't be you. Because I believe in the version of you that takes action, that doesn't give up, that knows it's not too late, I'm not too slow, I'm not too weak, I'm ready. So let me ask you, what will you do today? Will you start your 90-day journey? Will you make your English dream real? Because I know you can. I've seen thousands do it. And now, it's your turn. If this video helped you, if you're serious about becoming fluent, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. I'm starting my 90-day challenge today. I read every comment, and I'll reply to support you. Let's make this the year you finally become fluent in English. Let's go.